Bye, Donnie.
Bye-bye.
I'm headed out to run errands. Don's obviously headed on his run. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's some serious fingerprints there. And yesterday I wiped some off of the B-pillar, and it's really sticky stuff. I wonder if somebody tried to touch Ruby and get in and I didn't see or know about it. I mean, nothing that can't be wiped off, but I know Don and I didn't do that. So I've made it to Walmart. There's a little bit of a storm cell just south of us, kind of headed this way. Hopefully I'll be back out before it actually rains. I'm risking it. I'm not taking an umbrella. I need some coffee fixings for Johnny for the week, and I'm gonna see if they got any new Hot Wheels in like they said they were. I hear there's a red Model 3 out there now. Of course, I never had any luck finding a white Model 3, so yeah, there's that. It's hot out here. I am just desperate for the first signs of fall, you know. I was looking at Halloween stuff yesterday. I just couldn't help it. I just want fall to be here, and if looking at orange leaves and Halloween stuff makes me feel a little cooler, well then, so be it. This is not right. That is sad. All right, they're just starting to put out the Halloween stuff. I had to get the kitty cat window cleaned. I was in and out of there pretty quick. There's lightning 8 miles away. I'm not too worried about it. Like Don said, Ruby's not spotless. She's not totally clean, so just chill. Don says it's raining over at the house. Hopefully it's gonna skirt south of my location. I'm gonna go into Guardian Angel for a few minutes. They're open for like another 30 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that, till 5:30. Yay, more Halloween. Now that is a very unique item. They say it's a kitty walker. If it was 10 bucks, I might consider it, but they have $42 on it. Well, it's not the first time I've been in there when they've dimmed the lights, but I forgot it's Sunday and they close at 5. It's the only day of the week they don't close at 5:30. So, I found a really nice table runner that has owls on it, and a little ice cube maker that makes the ice cubes look like a skull, which I think Michelle's kids will like, and some bottle labels. Halloween bottle labels. I really didn't get past the Halloween section. I'm glad I stopped, but I wanted my other 30 minutes. Oops. So I'm a little bummed.
What, about cat patrol and the cat getting caught out of the house?
No, about not having more content for today's video.
Oh,
it didn't start out that way.
Did you tell people how sticky and humid and yucky it is? And
wow, the dew point's got to be.
Oh yeah, I think she said it was 72 or 73.
Yeah, all the doors and windows you can't see out on. They've just covered in condensation. It's miserable. We just had to go retrieve Gray from under the house.
Yeah, Johnny worked on the rototiller project. He wants to put wheels on it, and he wants to have one of those little dollies that he could ride on behind it, so he can, I guess, ride around the yard being pulled by the rototiller.
He wants to turn it into a four-wheel vehicle instead of a tiller.
Yeah, he just, you know, the boy.
He put a lot of effort and thought into it, and we have diagrams and everything.
I told him as long as he doesn't lose my tools, you know, and
Don gave him some tools and a box to keep up with them in, and
I told him not to take the motor off the rototiller. Don't take off anything he can't put back together.
So there was that. After Don's run today, they were out there for a while I was gone.
Yeah, I was doing my plant duty, you know.
I asked him to put holes in a couple of pots, because you know Walmart never sells the pots with the right drainage holes, so Don ends up having to take his drill to them to make them right.
And then I have to put landscaping fabric in, and then I have to put gravel, and then I gotta put soil, and then I gotta put potting soil. Yeah. This is all me.
So I get to stick my plant in the dirt tomorrow.
You're good to go. You're good to go.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. So I had this caladium that was sitting in a pot for a couple months now, but it was doing fine, and I get to actually plant it in the pot.
I stuck it in that other variegated plant.
It's just sitting over there for now.
There,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So we watched Dirty Tesla YouTube channel today. He tried to charge a Model 3 with a generator, similar to the generator we have, maybe a little more gas-powered generator.
Dual fuel, uses propane.
His was a little
gas.
more new, and well, I guess they said they bought it last week. They were having some intermittent power outages last week at their house, 3 different days, and they thought, well,
they can't deal with the power outages.
Yeah, well, I guess up there they have the potential for winter or snowstorm power outages. We've either got hurricanes or ice storms.
Power went out for 60 seconds today. Of course, they didn't know when it went out. It went off for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
It just like went off, blinked. That was it. And I got up and I checked the cable modem because last time we lost internet, and I wanted to make sure that everything is being powered by the UPS, and it was. So I came back in here and I was slipping my shoes on, just fixing to go out and get the power station, and the lights came back on.
And stayed on this time.
And stayed on.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they were still repairing something someplace, and it caused a little cutover kind of an outage or something. Yeah, Duke did not text me today because I'm like kind of on their list now. So if they think there's an outage near the house, they text me and ask me if we have power or not now.
I think it's a reasonable hypothesis that they cut off the power, de-energize the reclosers, verify that the circuit was dead, then they re-energized it again. I mean, and then that's when our power, using whichever reclosers they wanted to really be our primary.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, anyway, he was not successful, and Don left him a comment with some thoughts about maybe why the generator didn't work to charge the car.
Yeah.
Had to do with grounding the generator.
Right. The, in a normal, ideally you keep your neutral and your ground are separate, and the only place you tie them back is in your panel, your load center, and you only tie it one place, and of course that would go to your ground rod and or a cold weather water pipe, so that there's only one place the neutral and the ground ties together. Well, on the generator, tying it together on the generator, the neutral and the ground is, there's conditions when you want to do it and times when you don't want to do it. And so there's usually a binding post where you can connect the neutral to the ground, that they ship the generator generally with the neutral and the ground isolated. And then you make the decision. So I told him to go read his generator's manual and see, but I think that the UMC, the Universal Mobile Connector, even on the Model 3, it checks to see if the ground is isolated from the neutral. In other words, it wants both of them to be at the same potential. And if one's at a slightly different potential than the other, if they're not the same, basically, then it says, oh, there's something wrong here.
So you still think there's hope he can charge from the generator? He's just got to...
He's going to have to, on the generator, he's going to have to bind the ground, to use the binding post and ground the neutral on the generator to the frame of, or to the ground on the generator. Because normally the ground wire that comes in through like the 1450 or your 1430 or your L1430, your locking plug, or even your 120, it grounds, the chassis of the generator is grounded. It's just that the neutral and the ground are not tied together on the generator, because if you were to plug it into your load center, then the potential is that you've got a ground loop between the ground tied together on the neutral on the generator and the ground tied to the neutral in the power panel, and that will cause a ground loop. And I don't know, that could prevent a circuit breaker from tripping, because the current would flow back through the neutral or the ground and not the other, vice versa. So anyway, they don't want, in your standard home wiring, they do not want the ground ever to carry current. And that's why you only basically make one connection on one end. Therefore, there is no current unless it's a safety current that's going to trip a circuit breaker and save your life.
So I'm very sad that Micah and family have left
the video crying.
Have left Disney. I really enjoyed getting to go to Disney with them. Last time I was at Disney was in the 80s. I was to Epcot Center one time in Florida, so I really thoroughly enjoyed the Star Wars stuff, and every time Tammy would be a little sad about something, I totally was right there with Tammy, feeling the same way.
A
shared mom moment. So I really enjoyed that. They're on their way home now. I'm starting to get choked up again thinking about those mom moments, and so safe travels to them as they work their way back up to Calgary.
It's my understanding that they spent Sunday night, in St. George's, Utah. They were going to drive 36 hours straight, and they were going to spend the night in St. George's tonight, and then they get up tomorrow Monday morning and drive straight through to Calgary.
Yeah, I guess they wanted to spend the maximum amount of time at the parks, and Micah figured he could sleep on the road, and Ethan or Tammy could help drive. And
three licensed drivers.
So anyway, safe travels for them. And I don't know, was there anything else going on today? Or was something else I was going to say? I can't. Yeah, I'm trying to ignore that part.
Yeah.
I used to be a football girl, and then they took away my ability to play fantasy football the way I wanted to play it.
Yeah, we enjoyed that.
It was the youth league one where it was pretty simplistic, and Don and I actually would have a really good time with it. And since they made it so you can't play that anymore,
and the adult leagues are
too complicated. And I just got busy mom stuff. But I looked at the Giants Cowboys game a little bit today, and back in the day that would have been I would have been glued to the seat screaming at somebody on the screen and all into it. I can get into it, but just not every weekend for 3 games.
She loved her Troy Aikman, there is no doubt.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Dorsett. I was a big Dorsett fan. I loved the running back making a lot of points. These new games, that running back's not active like it's just not the same. The rules and the players. It's
sorry for the viewers outside the U.S. I know this American football stuff is boring, but
Yeah, well, it is football season here for us.
This is kickoff weekend, so this is probably it's been 6-8 months no football, and then it started today, so that's why it's kind of we're mentioning it.
Don has reset the alarm for 5:30 tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, we're just about beside ourselves after
4 days of sleeping. It's just like God died and gone to heaven.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where we are today. It was a pretty slow.
I don't know. You did a lot on that genealogy stuff.
Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, I guess I've been a little preoccupied. If I'm not tracing my father's, mother's, and father's family, my whole father's side of the family, then I'm tracing Dawn's family. Right. We've made good progress there, and there's a couple other loose ends. Maybe I was going to get back to. I think it's just all my father's in your family. My mother's side of the family, it just basically falls off into the tree. That family is very well known and very easily figured out without a lot of curves and twists.
I'm hoping she's going to hit a pot of gold. I want to find my long lost rich relative.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I have learned with our friends' encouragement, I have reached out to someone in Buenos Aires
to find about your European
roots.
Right.
Yeah, it was Jewish folks that left Europe when they had to flee, and they live in Buenos Aires now. And we're related like 5 generations back, probably, or 6, over in Poland. And then, and then, like I said, Dawn. So, and then, someone that knew some of Dawn's family has reached out to us. We commented on and discovered a shared photo. And that's brought back some interest. So, we've been poking around in the family tree stuff too. And that, it's like I told Dawn, it's like working at IBM and having a customer problem and having to go to 10 different databases to try to find a similar problem and employ similar solutions or diagnostics, and then sort of bring it all together and culminate it and sort it and, massage it a little bit.
She likes to hunt.
It's like, I go hunt for treasures at Guardian Angel, and I go hunt for family. It's a treasure if you find someone new in the tree that you were previously stumped on. Right. So, there's that.
So we've had a great 4-day weekend, no damage from the hurricane. You know, we actually had ice cream this weekend, so how bad could it be?
Exactly.